Well, the day has come. It's SONA 2020, and as the hours tick down to President Cyril Ramaphosa delivering much anticipated State of the Nation address, and some would say at a time like no other, and we've been saying all morning it cannot be business as usual, given the backdrop against which this State of the Nation address will be delivered tonight. But of course, it's not just about the State of the Nation address. Life goes on, the country goes on, and one of the things we spoke about on Morning Live yesterday was, of course, what's happening within state intelligence. And, of course, the Minister of State Security, Ayanda Dlodlo, she's been out here at Parliament as well. So we've caught up with her. Minister, thank you so much for giving us your time this morning.
Thank you for inviting me through.
So yesterday on Morning Live, we spoke to the Right to Know campaign about the second break-in at State Security Agency offices in 5 years. And that, of course, a cause for great concern, as was expressed by our viewers as well in our question of the day yesterday. But, Minister, tell us from your perspective, what exactly is going on?
Well, the matter is now with the police and with the Hawks, so we're hoping that the investigation will be as thorough as one would expect it to be, and those that are responsible for this theft will be brought to book. But it should also send a message and a signal to those that are left behind, because obviously it is people that we need to get rid of in the organization, but we're also expected then to beef up our security and protection of installation systems and processes in the organization, and that's what we are busy with through this process of the implementation of the high-level panel report.
Minister, you say there are people that need to be gotten rid of within the organization. Now, that's a very bold statement. And there has been a lot of speculation about the rifts within the organization and the fact that you yourself may be under siege. How do you respond to that?
Well, I'm able to deal with the pressure. I have survived. It has been a very rocky and very hard road to traverse, but I have a responsibility that has been bestowed upon me by the President of the Republic, but also the people of South Africa expect us to perform in a particular fashion that ensures that they feel safe in the environment in which we operate and also in the country in terms of the integrity of and sovereignty of our republic. So I am prepared to do what needs to be done for us to have an agency that our people trust. But you must also remember that we have relationships with other agencies outside South Africa, the foreign intelligence services. They need to trust the information that they share with us, that it is in good hands and it will not be stolen. So a lot of work needs to be done to ensure that the safety of information, the safety of systems, but also the safety of our environment is guaranteed.
It really is a matter of concern when a national key point, a place that one would imagine would be more secure than any other in the country, bar a few others, can be broken into. And many are saying this is an inside job, Minister.
Well, I'm not sure about the breaking into, if not a walking into, because as you say, it cannot be someone that has come from Dubai into the state agency, broke in and stole something. It is someone from within. It is very impossible. It's impossible for someone from outside to come into that environment. So South Africans should be rest assured nobody will be able to go into that agency, but we need to clean up from where we are inside.
When I spoke to the guest we had yesterday, I asked him, so what should the minister do? And he said the minister needs to take South Africa into her confidence, because we're talking about 2 break-ins in 5 years. That's what we know of. The DA seems to suggest that there may have been others that have not been reported. What is the state of affairs within the State Security Agency in as far as you can take the public into your confidence?
A lot of things have been raised by the Mufamadi report. A lot still has to be done in terms of the skills audit. I got a document yesterday that tells me what the skills profile of the organization is. What we need to do now is to determine, based on the threats, the national security threats, what type of an organization we need to build. The JILA process, which develops the bill that will separate, that will disestablish the SSA and establish a foreign and domestic branch, is already underway. We finalize the process, we have to brief the President, it has to come to Parliament, and the process should begin. But the most important thing is for our people to understand that we are serious about state security, we are serious about national integrity, we are serious about the integrity and the sovereignty of our nation, and we'll do the very best that we can to ensure that we build a structure that everybody can trust, including our partners internationally.
Minister Dlodlo, given and appreciating the clandestine nature under which your department has to operate, one cannot shy away from the fact that this particular department has been used as a slush fund in the past, in documents that have been brought to light in books like Jacques Poe's and other commissions, as you say, that have also established that monies have been used liberally and misspent, misappropriated. What are you doing in order to curb all of that?
Well, some of the time you will find that these things do happen and the minister does not know. Some of the time you will find that the minister actually does know. But in this case, if you read the legislation that we currently operate under, it is impossible for the minister to know everything. I do not know everything that is happening in the organization because there are protocols that have information stop at this level. Operations are not my responsibility. I have political oversight on the organization. But with the process of establishing this new bill, we're trying to ensure that that information comes again to the minister so that you are able to determine whether or not individuals in the organization are not being used for nefarious ends. So that accountability need not stop at a particular level, but it needs to stop at the level of the minister, because the minister is the one that is accountable to the public, that is accountable to Parliament, that is accountable to the President. It is not the Director General or the senior officers that are accountable to the President or to Parliament. It is the minister that is an MP and responsible for the political oversight of the organization.
Will we see heads roll? Will there be changes imminent at the State Security Agency?
Well, if we're building an organization of the future, we will have to rearrange the decks and get the best people on board. People that are not tainted, and also ensure that those that have been victimized in the past, and some continue today to be victimized, are taken care of and they're deployed properly into the organization and their skills are properly utilized. We cannot afford a situation where there is a culture of harassment, a culture of ignoring those that have the expertise, a culture of closing other people out. We will have to look at the culture of the organization, rebuild it, ensure that it speaks to the mandate, but also speaks to the hopes and aspirations of our people.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, Minister Ayanda Dlodlo. And as you can hear, it seems as though there is much happening at the State Security Agency, and changes would have to come to the fore. But we'll keep our eye on those developments. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll probably have one more crossing for you here on Morning Live to Parliament.